Well, hello again. It's been quite a while, lots going on. So really more of a bit of an update and plans for the old T2 campervan. So yeah, so T2 is still there in in a much worse state. We'll go into that in a minute. Just have a quick walk around really, see what's been going on. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for a truck to come and pick this up. An old lathe that I bought at auction and I've just sold it on. Some other bits and pieces down there, big hydraulic pump, tools, stuff, more stuff. Tube bender, which is pretty cool. That does up to 22 mil. Stainless, used for hydraulic lines and, well, anything you want really, basically. Tube saw, various toolboxes, a rather large milling machine, welders, comedy toolbox, fab table, another TIG welder, a large MIG, hydraulic hose saw for, weirdly, cutting hydraulic hose, because if you look, hoses have, focus you fuck. Yeah, so high pressure hoses or even low pressure hoses have various amounts of metal braid, over braid inside, 2 wire, 4 wire. That's what that's, focus you fuck. That's what you get there if you don't have a if you don't have a proper saw. So these, so yeah, so blade is in there, and you have some retaining studs, and that cuts it square, so you can move on to your crimp. So that's a hydraulic swager, crimp machine, whatever you want to call it, and that's, so your various dies obviously fits a certain sized hose, crimp fittings, and your final diameter. Your final diameter is spec'd by the die size and your little vernier there. So we do a bit of that. Mostly at the moment to refurbish our own, or the business's own assets, hydraulic power units, you know, bits of excavator equipment or plant or whatever. But plan to do a bit more of that in the very near future, now that all the kit has arrived. And obviously there isn't really much that we can't do from this little unit here. But anyway, the zoom out a bit. Yeah, the T2. So it's probably been near on a year since I did anything with this one. Various other projects and things in the way. So more kind of investigatory work, really, and a few little repairs where the window frame was completely rotted out. So that's had new sections in. Obviously it needs tidying up. New section in. Obviously to meet back up to where the window, not that it was particularly well done by the original manufacturer, but anyway, it is what it is. The worst bit, I guess you would say, is the forward upper half of the cab. Obviously the step and wheel arch. The step's actually solid, so it's just the wheel arch which is coming out. We've got a new panel, kind of all in there at the minute. It's been used for storage. So let's go around and have a little look. So obviously there was a time when these got really cheap, and so people didn't want to spend a bunch of money repairing them, or didn't have to spend a bunch of money repairing them, and they were patched together and stuff. So yeah, so this has already had a new forward edge of the upper windscreen roof, as you can see there, where it's just been spot welded in, and then it has been body fitted over, which was handy. You can also see there a line of rivets, and there's nothing there. So at some point that's been body filled over as well, which is useful. But ultimately the worst section of it, and the thing that probably caused the most drama, was where the spot welded repair panel had been put in. I don't know if we can see it actually. Let's have a little look. Yeah, there. So that bit there where the forward edge of the new panel was put in, the roof, the forward repair section, if you like. What they did was they just left it, and it wasn't welded. So obviously the water got in, and then all the way down there it rotted out the inner frame and everything. So the original plan was just to make a few repair sections that would kind of go into this part, into this bit, but on further investigation that's all gone. So we need to make a new, we need to get a new one. Coming across the other side, the same has happened there, so that's the same thing. So that is where the new section was put in, repair section was put in, and obviously the water, the rain over the years has just sat in the gutter in there and has gone. Now this side isn't as bad as the other side, and this side didn't actually display any signs of corrosion until I started pulling it apart, because it was all in the body filler. So happy days. But regardless, it's probably worth saying that if you are looking for a T2 and you're in the UK, or you know, kind of Western Europe, where our climate's not the best, I'd say that if you see any bubbling, and you won't see this bubbling because that's where the window seal was, right? But this side here had bubbling on the outside. I would say that if you can see bubbling there, you're putting a new front panel on. There's no way around it. You're definitely putting a new front panel in. It's just the way it is. I would also check the upper section for disasters like that, because as you can see, that is now completely split. So a bit of work to do there, but aha, we've got a new roof section, a roof cut. As you can see, it has good inner structure, and the same at the base, which we need for that bit, which isn't there anymore because I chopped it out like a maniac. So that's all done, all measured up, and I've just marked on there a bunch of reference lines. So when the top roof is off, I know exactly where I'm going to cut to, which will be about there for this section. And then that whole section is also getting cut out and a new bit put in, because handily, when God knows when it was done, when it had, where is it? Yeah, so when it had roof channels put in, which someone did properly, fully welded, all the rest of it, they didn't do any proper plug welds here. So all the water got underneath there and rotted from the inside out. Happy days. You can actually see the line there, and it's, let me zoom in, see the line there where that repair panel was buttered up. And it's the same on the other side. If we potter around here, yeah, not even welded up, spotted there, not even welded in. And it's the same, this one's a bit more attached than the other side, but I mean it doesn't matter because we've got repair panels for that. So I'll take the entire section out and put an entire section in once this bit's repaired, once that bit's repaired, all of that. So yeah, so there you can see the corrosion where, see the spot weld, terrible, what is that, didn't clean it, didn't seal it, anyway, doesn't matter, right? So obviously you put some bars in to square up the remains of the cab front, and some rough measurements from frame to frame, just for some reference points, you know, all the way across. And then that'll give me some comfort that once this is all sliced and diced, that at least the windscreen should go back in. I mean, there's probably really 20mm of plane there anyway, but I want to get it as close to it was as I can do. So that'll all measure up. So sorry, this has all been measured up. The new section there is all measured up. I just need to take off the upper bed frame from the Viking motorhome conversion. So I've drilled the rivets out, popped them out. I just need to unscrew some of the MDF boards. That'll come out the way. Once that lathe is out the way, we'll slide the roof off, which weighs an absolute ton. Slide that off and support it probably on the crane. Support that with the crane. Move that back so I can get access to the forward end, and then we'll do some choppy weldy. There, hang on. Case in point. Zoom in. Body filler. Lots of it. Lots of it. Why you no make fit properly? Anyway, not to worry, we've got a new section anyway, which probably extends about a year for anyway, I think. As you can see, it's being used for storage, like some weird hoarder campervan shell. Do I have it here? Yeah. So these are all new panels anyway, and yeah, so that goes up past where we'll be slicing out by a significant amount anyway. So yeah, so we'll get onto that. You can see, don't know if you can see actually, the other side there, weldy, all across. All these bits, a lot of these bits actually from Just Campers, so they've got a lot of stuff, really good for this sort of stuff. You should give those guys a look if you're in the UK or Europe. So the other stuff, other things been doing is just some little bits of bodywork as and when I haven't been busy. So some little bits of repair, and then finding some other parts that need some loving. So this section, you can see there's nothing left. So we'll take that out and put a new one of those in. They're only like 10 quid or something, so it makes no odds. Some more repairs, way large we've done. Obviously window frame, bits of bodywork. This step is coming off once the roof is done and everything's squared back up and secure, so it doesn't go all wibbly wobbly and flippy floppy. But again, this has been repaired previously, and it was spot weld again. Millions and millions and millions of spot welds. Completely unnecessary, but there we go. Yeah, we got a new front panel. I think we're going to need a few more panels at the front. I've got a slam panel, deformation panel, whatever you want to call it. So I'll put a new one of those in. And we have new front panel. We're going to have to do some pillar repairs, which is fine because they all go there, governor. So that will so yeah, so that's a bit extra work there, but those are cheap and easy to, not easy to repair, but they're cheap panels again, or cheap reproduction parts again. And yeah, onto the roof channels, and then we'll tidy these bits and bobs up, and it will be on the way back to going back together. Yeah, when the dash comes out, remember I said about the bubbles? Rusty. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So the upper windscreen panel as well. needs redoing. Not a great shock, to be honest, and in fact you can get repair sections for just, you know, left hand side, right hand side, but we'll just put a new panel in and be done, because everything else will be new at the front. And it used to be purple. Yeah, so everything's rusty. Buy a camper van. Yeah, buy a classic camper van. Do it, you should do it, definitely do it. It's definitely not just full of rust and misery and doom. Oh yeah, door bottom, but we've got a sliding door panel somewhere. Not lying to you, I've definitely got one. That's it there. So there's a sliding door button and down there, sliding door and an inner frame. So the inner frame doesn't actually look bad, but it looks a bit crusty there, doesn't it? So we'll put a new section of frame in. Focus. Put a new section of frame in, new front. Tappy, weldy. And away we go. Yeah. So that's actually a buttered. He said butt. That's actually, Jesus Christ, focus. Yeah, that's not. Why won't you focus? Sorry, I'm using my phone and it's not working. Anyway, bored of that now. So that was plug welded. I was just messing around with the comedy focus. Messing around with that comedy welder there, and obviously it's only thin steel and that's way too big for thin steel, but did the spots and then just messed around, filling it in. Focus, why won't you focus? Yeah, so spotted that in. Why won't it focus? Yeah, anyway, bored. So yeah, so we'll do that, and that's with, I think I showed in a previous video, one of these bad boys, which is a which puts a joggle, an edge joggle and punch all in one tool, and that's a pretty neat thing. So we might even do that across the entirety of the roof, because then we get a good seal between the old and new. So we'll joggle one side, new panel in, little new panel on top, spot, weld, tier metals, everyone goes home, everyone's happy. So yeah, that's a brief kind of update on where we are. Oh yeah, well, that tube everywhere. Yeah, just a little brief update on where we are with stuff. So try and do more as we go along. There's lots changing in the next kind of don't know why I wasn't talking here. So yeah, so there's lots changing in the next few kind of weeks and months as various other businesses and opportunities come along. So the van's actually a bit in the way, so we need to crack on with the van and then we'll see what we do next. Cheers, bye.